Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our little episode 2 here of our sneak peek into Encore Season 2. I'm here with Charles, and we're going to talk today about a few things. Among those things, picking a job and keeping it? Is it going to be
Yes.
semi-permanent? What's going on with that?
The whole like I mentioned in the first video, that kind of a complete reworking of jobs and careers in season 2, and I keep bringing up the word career because I don't think about jobs in season 2 as a job that you go and you do to make money. It's a career. And part of that is your character, they pick their job, and that's their job, and they keep getting tasks to do that job over in-game days, over real life weeks. You can of course change your job depending on the type of job that you have taken. There's a resignation period, so you might have a 5-day resignation period, so you go and form your job that you're quitting, and 5 days later you're then free to go pick a new job. Or for more higher level jobs like a paramedic, you might have a 14-day notice period before you can go take a different job. Overall, just bringing more realism to jobs in 5M and less of this mechanic of I need to make a buck, so I'm going to go here and press E 30 times and make $1,000. This is something that's expected to become part of your character's identity. Pick a job that makes sense for who your character is, and progress through that job.
My sweet, sweet immersion, be still my heart. Think this kind of leads naturally into talking about career progression and promotions and all of the realism that comes along with having a career.
Yeah, definitely. The first thing I want to cover really quickly is just to address money. Because there's such a big focus on, jobs and careers being part of your character's identity in season 2. All of the jobs pay the same. So it pick the job that you don't have to go figure out which job pays the most money and then go do that. Just pick the job that makes sense for your character. Being a tow truck driver pays just the same as being, a police officer or PDM salesperson. A lot of focus has been made to balance all of those jobs across the board, so you can do what makes sense, not just what makes the most money.
Finally, Liv's dream of becoming a tow truck driver.
There you go, and you'll be making the bucks. There's career progression for all of these, right? Like, it's not like we go and we do this job. There's a career to every single one. So even if you collect trash for San Andreas Waste Services, you have a career track, you have promotions, you can progress your story within that job, and that's for every single job, regardless of how menial or incredible it sounds. And with each of those, that career progression system is automatic based on how dedicated you are to the job. So your job will call you in, say, we have a task we need you to go complete, or we have a number of tasks that need to be done in a certain amount of time. And your dedication to that job determines how quickly you are promoted. With each promotion comes higher salary, higher per task payouts, and benefits, of course. So the salary system in this season is every job has a residual salary that you get. I think it's every 15 IRL minutes. And in addition to a payout per assignment that your job gives you to do. And both of those numbers increase as you progress through your career. So you're probably not making much money as, the guy that just got hired on at the tow truck company. But as you tow more vehicles and complete more assignments for your job, your salary that you get just every 15 minutes, regardless of whether you're working or not, will go up, as well as the big numbers that you see when you're actually out working and doing your job will increase with your career progression.
That's awesome. So meaningful mechanics to keep us all engaged with our careers, and putting importance on character development behind that. I love that. I love hearing that. Talk to us a little bit about the benefits of some of these things. Like, I know you want to talk a little bit about aircraft licenses, weapons. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's a job and what's a career without benefits? So each job has distinct benefits that it offers. And each, promotion includes more of those benefits or better benefits. So there's benefits for everything from driver's licenses and commercial driver's licenses to open and concealed carry weapon permits, all the way up to being able to get an extremely expensive commercial pilot's license for free through your work. So that's really exciting. And those things progress, you know, the more you get promoted, the more of those benefits are unlocked to you. Of course, we have retirement benefits. So the more you progress, the more money goes into your retirement account that we discussed before. And we can dive in a little bit more on that. And then, of course, your obvious ones, health and auto insurance, right? You know, the more you progress with your company, depending on the benefits that they offer. Some companies offer health insurance, some offer auto insurance, others offer both. I don't think there's any that don't offer either at higher ranks, but they will cover a percentage of your car insurance or your health insurance. And, you know, naturally, if you're a police officer, you're going to get 100% health insurance. That's just, you know, that's the benefit that you get for taking that risk. You know, if you work for the salvage company and you go do a lot of diving in the ocean, they're going to cover your health insurance because there's inherent risks with, you know, diving in the ocean. So any of the licenses that you would be required to do your job, like a commercial driver's license to, you know, drive a semi truck, or, you know, anything like that, or an aircraft license to deliver packages to Cayo Perico, are going to be included and given to you as a benefit of your job. You can, of course, go buy those things or take those tests on your own, but you get those benefits through your work as well.
I just had a mental image of Maya with an aircraft license. I'm not sure how I feel about that. This is awesome, though. Definitely a welcomed improvement and enhancement all around. I think it's important to also kind of discuss the risks that you can take when you have a career and what might happen if you got caught in a crime.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's definitely a big component of the career is, you know, you get in trouble for committing crimes, or at least getting caught, right? Nothing's illegal unless you get caught. At least that's what I say. You know, someplace like the tow truck company, they're probably not going to care if you get a traffic ticket. They're really not going to care if you get a felony. But, you know, let's say you're a PDM salesperson and you get an excessive speeding ticket. Well, you might get demoted a rank because of that, you know. Obviously police officers, paramedics, people like that, there's a zero tolerance policy for crime in those positions. So, you know, if you're a paramedic out robbing stores, well, you're getting demoted all the way back down to the lowest rank that there is. And so each of the jobs will have, you know, different tolerances for crime. And there's also a distinction made between, you know, traffic tickets, misdemeanors, and felonies. So, you know, a job might really, really care about felonies. You know, they don't want felons getting promoted through the ranks. So if you get a felony, they're going to start dropping your ranks. But traffic tickets, most people don't, you know, most companies don't care about traffic tickets. So you probably don't have to worry about that. So that also factors into that decision making in your character's story development. You know, am I a criminal? You know, if you're a criminal in real life, you're probably not going to be working, you know, in some of these more prestigious jobs because they're just not going to hire felons. But, you know, you can go collect trash. And we've kind of taken that same concept and brought it to 5M, where part of your character's development, and it all ties together, you know, the crimes that you're going to be committing, the jobs that you're going to hold, it all connects.
So it might make sense for a crime lord to actually hold down a solid job, collecting trash and getting those bennies.
Absolutely. Yeah. And keep in mind, like I said, the pay scale is kind of balanced between all of them. So yeah, a crime lord who's constantly catching felonies probably won't be able to hold down a really nice job, but he sure as heck can go collect trash and make money and make just as much money, you know, just because we still want to keep that balance and make sure that everybody has opportunities to do all of the things that the game has to offer, while also offering some realism in the character development, story development department.
Yeah, that access is really critical, I think, to allowing that creative process of figuring out where your character is going to go. And this next topic, removing the whitelist job requirement, that's pretty amazing. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
It is. And here's the bottom line on that topic. We're all adults. We're all great role players. That's why we're at Encore Season 2. It doesn't make sense to put unnecessary blockades in front of, you know, developing the story that you want to develop for your character. So jobs that are traditionally whitelist jobs in most roleplay servers, like PDM or police, are not necessarily a whitelist job in Season 2. Those jobs, you can just simply go to that place of business and apply and get that job. Naturally, with jobs that require some additional knowledge, like being a paramedic or being a police officer, there's still the rank that you start in is still a training rank. That's a very restricted rank. You know, you can't pull out weapons, you can't pull out vehicles or ambulances. You still have to ride along with someone, right? We're not saying that everybody's a sergeant on their first day on the job, but what we are saying is we're not going to unnecessarily block you from developing your character story. If your character is a cop, go be a cop. And what it comes down to is, you know, we're all adults when we're all great role players. So very, very excited for that system. It is important to note that part of removing the whitelist requirements for those jobs is that breaking the SOPs for those jobs moves from a in-character violation to a rule violation. Just to keep it, once again, make sure we're you know, we're treating everybody equally. So, you know, just keep in mind that those SOPs are codified as server rules, just to make sure that things are kind of balanced and fair for everybody.
That makes sense. I mean, again, this is about making sure everything's clear and easy to understand. That's great. I think all of us are really going to appreciate the accessibility that comes along with this new way of thinking about jobs in the city. I think it makes sense to move in talk a little bit more about retirement and what that really means, what the impact is, and what we can expect from this new system.
Sure. Yeah. Like I mentioned previously, I'm really excited about retirement, even though it's kind of if we talk about like a technical implementation or a game mechanic implementation, it's very simple. But when you think about it in terms of your role play, it's really kind of fun. So like I mentioned, each of these jobs once you've progressed through certain levels, they have retirement benefits, and they will, every time you get a paycheck, they will also contribute an additional amount, a pretty sizable amount, in some cases more than the paycheck itself, to your retirement savings account. And that is a interest-bearing account that you can't access until you've retired. Your job contributes money to it, but you can also go put money into it. And much like much like a 401k in real life, you can't take that money out until you've retired. So same situation there. You can go contribute to it and earn interest on it, but that money is then locked up until you've chosen to retire.
That's incredible.
And then when you do choose to retire, that's it. You can't go apply for another job anywhere in the city. There are money-making side activities, legal activities that you can do to make small amounts of cash, of course. But when it comes to actual jobs and careers, once you've made that decision for your character to retire, that's it. Their primary source of income is now their retirement account. So it's kind of a fun way to close out your character's story. You know, you've lived out your character's life to his fullest, and you're interested in, you know, starting a new life, starting a new character. You can, you know, choose to retire, go pull money out of your retirement account, and you know, go wild with it, do some fun stuff. So just it gives you something to look forward to beyond just, I want to progress through all of the ranks of my job. You know, there's something beyond that now. What happens once you've reached the top? What happens when you've got everything you could possibly want? Well, now you can retire and you can have this huge nest egg to go relax and have fun and spend loads of money at the VU, or go buy crazy cars and go off-roading on Mount Chiliad and just, you know, enjoy retirement, you know, before moving on and, you know, starting a new story with a new character.
I have a feeling that golf tournaments at the country club might become a common thing in the city in the future. Charles, this has been a really exciting conversation, looking over what we can expect in careers for season 2 of Encore. Thank you for sharing this little bit of insight with us, and until next time.
Yeah, thank you.